Welcome to day 424, 444 even. Lost 20 days there. And no run. Well, anyway, where are we today? Uploading the video later on today, obviously for the last 3 days, so hope you enjoy that one. Before I start babbling, obviously do me the courtesy of a thumbs up or thumbs down, depending whether you like or dislike. And any comments would be greatly appreciated. So what we're doing today is we're obviously finishing off. These has all been glued in, as you saw in the last video. We're now going to be getting the tracks cut, the LED lights cut and installed into the tracks themselves. But before we do that, we need to put some SL1 around the gaps. So as you can see here, we have a gap around where we've cut. So we're going to have to now put SL1 all the way down in those, all the way around. Ideally, we need to do that before the lights go in. But what we're doing at the moment, we're trying to get the dust out of the way. So this is going to be cut in. So we've got a linear drain like we've got in the other showers in there. We've got a stainless steel linear drain that will be cut a 1/4 of an inch down into here. We'll get that cangoed out in a second. These are the tiles we're going to be putting down, which are quite awesome. Flat stones, some Quimans. So we're going to put that over now and draw out where we've got to cut, ideally, this out of. So rather than cheating and trying to put those up against it, we're actually going to try and cut it out and stick this whole map over and around. So the stones fit nice and flush all the way around the linear drain opening. Really, this is just about trying to, get one job done, obviously, but try and get the dust out of the way, because we've got a finished pool and all we're doing is cutting, drilling, and doing all sorts of dusty crap all around it. So everything's getting covered. So we just want to get it done and dusted so we can hose it down, brush it down, and try and see the lack of dust coming through for once. So anyway, that's where we are so far. Obviously in here, we're pretty much done in there. We've got the kitchen being installed on Sunday and Monday. That's being made by a guy called Lloyd. When he needs his number, let me know. He's been recommended to be by Koymans, meant to be one of the best fitters on the island. So I shall be testing you, Lloyd, and you will be viral. And hopefully you do a great job. Everyone will see it and you'll start getting lots of work. Apparently he builds amazing carcasses. So again, rather than using the Koymans carcasses I've purchased, I bought some water resistant MDF, green MDF basically. 3/4 inch, and he's going to make the actual carcasses out of that for me. So we can do that. You can do it in moisture resistant pine, or you can do it out of MDF. So I've gone with the MDF option for now. So he's going to be making those, installing those. Sorry about that, another incoming call. Hopefully we've got coring worktop being delivered as we speak. So that will go in, he'll fit the sink, he'll cut the sink in, he'll put a lip around the front, etc. So that should look awesome. So that's going to get done in the next couple of days. And then off the back of that, windows are turning up hopefully early mid next week, so we can get the bifold in here, the 2-foot window in here, and the cottage then hopefully, apart from sealing the floor, will be finished. That's the aim. And then also we've got to put Mr. Monster, the big one, in here, so then we can fill in the finish off the hallway as well, because that's still got other returns done where the window goes in. So today's going to be a busy day getting this finished off, getting the lights in, and then getting the cottage emptied of what's not needed, with a view to the kitchen starting Sunday/Monday when the windows arriving. So busy. Anyway, I'll check you out today. Any updates you need, let me know. Anything, questions you got, far away, and I'll update you as I go. Thank you. Okay, so this is what the tiles will look like. Believe it or not, they're all separate sheets and they're all quite jaggedy. I mean, you can see a few gaps. I think once the actual tile adhesive is in, you won't really notice these big ones here. But that is what the sheets will look like. You can see obviously on the camera, line there, line there, line there. You can see where it is. But again, once that is actually white and tile adhesive, Sean, you all right? I don't think you'll actually see it. So it's roughly about 1 centimetre short on the 4-foot, and it'll probably be the same on the 3-foot. So we'll get one sheet put against the wall. We're gonna have to cut one sheet as clean as possible, and put that up against the wall, and then draw through the pencil marks on the linear drain, cut those out, and then hopefully we'll sit them over the top. That's the plan. Whether it goes to plan is a different matter. Wish us luck. Okay, we're just grinding into the floor. Tiles have been set out. Tiles have been cut around the linear drain. They look awesome. So, and that's without any tile adhesive, so fingers crossed. So what Sherman's doing now is, just to make sure that the actual tile adhesive and the concrete beds in, just scoring a few marks into the floor to ensure that we get like a bit of a teeth into the floor, to ensure that, we don't get any sort of it coming away. Nice dusty work. Electricians are soldering. Stuff's been cut. Everything's been put in and measured and cut now, so they're actually in the midst of doing that. So fingers crossed we can be pulling this blue tape off and getting some SL1 on there later on today. As you can see, this one's here. So we're actually going to be cutting this piece, and this bit here is going to connect to this LED, going back to one driver. This bit from this corner all the way down to here and back to here will be on the cable that goes up there to the other driver, and that one from there will be on its own driver. All three drivers are now in the back over there, which you see, which I said about yesterday on the video. So let me quickly show you, excuse the noise and the wind. So Sherwin's doing a lovely pattern. So all of these tiles integrate, like I said on the video, and that's what we've done with these ones. So really, a lot of people just butt up, but what we've done is we've put it over, we've drawn it, and we've literally tried our best to cut these very small stones without shattering them. It's been bloody hard. Some of them, unfortunately, just haven't liked it very much, as you can see, so we might have to redo another couple, just see how they come out. But what we've done now is we're going to water this. As now we've cut that, we'll hose it again, brush it, to ensure we get all of the actual muck and dust off, and then we can then let that dry completely out, and then we can dampen the surface, and then we can start putting the dark tile adhesive on. So but we'll start off by putting the linear drain in, making sure with a level we get that balance, both front and backwards, forwards and backwards, and also up and down, sideways. So we've got to make sure that's dead straight. Then we'll also put some packers over here as well. We'll put the level on the actual linear drain, and we'll put some packers there to make sure we get the slope that we're going to need for the tiles themselves, to ensure that we get that right, because ideally we want the water going that way, not this way. Not that it really matters, because obviously it's going to come down here into the pool anyway, but it's going to come towards the lights. So just the more water we can drive away, the better. Forget, give me a like and subscribe below. Let me know what you think is going right and wrong. Tell me what you would do if you were in my position, apart from go insane and go to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think I love that. But anyway, I'll check on it later on. Thank you. Okay, so let's give you an update. The guys have actually on the electrical front have moved on because their soldering skills are not up to par, so they're going to take them away and try and get them soldered. However, I have left 1, 2. They've left 2 here, so I'm not too sure what they're up to. Anyway, so they're off to get those soldered. We're making a little bit of progress on here. I need to check, make sure it hasn't gone off of balance. We've now got that scored in, as you saw earlier on. The dust is being made. We've had that filled with a bit of fixer foam and a bit of tile adhesive. This is now in, and it should be straight that way, should be straight that way, and should be straight that way. Fingers crossed. But as you can see, it keeps going out. Every time we straighten it, it seems to go back off again because it's twisted. Anyway, all the tiles are cut, so that's ready to go on. All we got to do now is dampen this, get the tile adhesive mixed up, grab our balls and start laying these bloody tiles, which are going to be an absolute mission. Anyway, give me a thumbs up below, and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so a late check-in, 6:30. The LEDs are in, but we do have a few teething problems with them. Before I show you that, let me show you the tiles. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe before I start babbling on. What do you think? Obviously it's dark, so sorry you can't see it so great, so we'll show you in the light tomorrow. But yeah, they look quite cool, I think. So now I just need to do the painful part of cutting the tiles into the linear trap there. Obviously the lights are in, the LEDs are in. Let me turn the light off. This is green all the way around, looks great, solid light. The downside is, because we've actually had to cut some of the lights to fit them in, I think they've put them around the wrong way, and I think that means that the cables need to be in the opposite. So it comes with one of these little remote controls like this, so you can select different modes. Blue is not working over there for some unknown reason, and it's white over there, so I'm not too sure what that is. So on this particular mode, which is like a flashing mode, the white doesn't work on the left hand side, works all the way around to there, and then it doesn't work until there. Red, flashing, no problems at all. Greens, reds, yellows, absolutely perfect. But then you see one which just drops off when it goes to the blues. Yeah, shame. But anyway, we'll have to work out what that is. It might be that the actual cables themselves need to be swapped around. Yeah, what a pain in the butt. Where are we? Let's have a look what we got here. So we got white. This is white continuously. However, we got a yellow in that corner. This one is this one? Oh, it's the same colour. So if I go red, absolutely fine all the way around, bright red all the way. Go down to a yellow, no problems at all, yellow all the way around. Go into a green, no problems. Green all the way around, although it looks white on here, it is green. But then as soon as you start going to a light green, that's when you start seeing that one particular going to a green. So I think it's just the cables. On the blues, it just gets completely confused. Look, you've got one over there which is white, and you've got one over there which is red. So anyway, see, I've got to keep it on red, keep it on white, or keep it on green for now, and then the guys will come out. But I think you'll agree, it does actually look pretty cool. So, was it worth it? Tell me what you think in the comments below. I have to finish off the silicone at the very bottom of the tracks themselves all the way around. So we've got to silicone that in. So hopefully we'll get that full sorted out. But I think you'll agree, it does look pretty awesome. So I think it was worth the aggro. So I'll get that finished off tomorrow, get it siliconed in the next couple of days. We'll have to swap these two around and see if the cabling going around actually makes it better than it was. We've got a bat there in the water going down, that's a drink. It's one thing we do get this time of night, a lot of bats coming to the water and actually having a guzzle. Right, anyway, so I'm going to check out, I'll leave it as it is. It's only a 10-minute video, but obviously finish off the week. I might finish off tomorrow morning just showing you a daytime picture of the tiles. They do look pretty cool. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I will check in later on. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and some beautiful comments below when you can. Thanks for watching. Take care. Good morning, is what is in effect day 2. Done a bit of Friday, and I thought rather than finishing off, I'll do Monday straight Tuesday as well. I wasn't around a great deal yesterday. The electricians did come back and tried to rectify some of the LED issues that we were having last week, and they've taken some of the track away to try and get that repaired as well, so I'll update you on that in a second. Yesterday we had to chase out some bits because we had to amend the wires, and yesterday, well, obviously the air conditioning guys were cracking on with some bits as well, which I'll show you in a second. So today, what's the date? Today's goal really today is about trying to get the LEDs returned and installed if the rain will hold off, because obviously installing electric cables in the floor and there's water is never a great thing, and finishing off the actual ducting that's going to be going up in the grey wall in the kitchen. So we've had the vents put in, the holes cut out, now they've got to get the ducts up there, so the guys are in the basement as we speak. Before I start talking, obviously, if you can give me some love below, pardon the expression, and any comments would be great. Comments yesterday, I think we're at 923 subscribers, which is great. Barry, Trevor, Rubens, and in Jamaica, good luck with the build, by the way. Anthony, etc. Some good comments coming in, so thanks for that. And some good feedback about what we should be doing with the dirt pile at the back of the house. The consensus obviously is grass, so let's get some natural grass, some good hedging, some natural trees. That would be my preference, obviously, so it's just trying to find somebody that can help us out with that, really. So what I'd like to try and do in the next week or two is try and get around the island, go up to Westmoreland, go to some of the garden centres like Muddy Boots, etc. Start building up a bit of, I suppose, a known and trusted what's available and what's not available myself, because everyone says certain things, but you know, until you actually see it, you don't know. And again, I'd like to try and find a gardener that can help me plan it out. So we've obviously got manholes on there which are quite ugly. Can we try and build in some form of patio around those and some trees around them to try and hide them, with a few pathways through it with some natural grass? That's what I'd like to do. But in all fairness, it's not been a priority. One thing we do need to do, obviously, is get the dust sheets back down again, weed sheets, sorry, because before we know it, we're going to be having weeds everywhere, and that's going to be another mountain to climb. So I think I will wait for this rain to dry up a little bit, because we had a bit of rain today for the first time in God knows how long. As you can see, patio's all wet. And once it's dried out, we'll get the weed sheets back down and get those stapled in until we decide what to do. Not too sure if I covered it on the video on Friday because it was quite hectic, but obviously we finished the actual the shower floor that we decided to put in, which I'll show you in a second. I still need to do the tiles for the linear trap, which is going to be quite technical because it's quite thin. But I think I did cover that in the video that I've just finished off on Friday anyway, so I'll show you that in a second anyway. And obviously inside the cottage, we've still got to do the kitchen, which is going to be, it's being made as we speak, so hopefully in the next couple of days that will start being installed. We're having the carcasses made by a guy on the island who's coming to pick up a door in a minute to try and get a sample of the paint and the and I suppose the finish. We've got one door missing which we're going to have to try and make, and apparently they might have discontinued it in England. So it's trying to make a door look exactly the same as the 4 that are going to be showing. So there's going to be 5 600 base unit doors all together, and one there's going to be that we might have to fabricate and spray ourselves. So are we going to be able to get it looking perfect or not? That's going to be the question. And we've got a Corian white top going on there, and I showed you the things. That'll all be installed this week. So let me quickly show you, I'll spin you around and show you where we are with the LED tracks first. So this little bit here was misfiring. It was making this one judder a little bit, and that one was misfiring. So yesterday, I don't know what made them do it, but they cut this one further back. So this one here, they've cut it further back over here. So it was around about here, the join. They've now cut it right over here and buttered these two together. So this one and this one, as far as I'm aware, are now separate. This one's now facing that way, so it goes all the way down this way. And as you can see, and this is how it will go back in. It will go back in like that, which means I've had to cut this track out to try and get that cable for this one and that cable above each other. So as you can see what I mean, that will end up going like that. So I'll have to push all those down and get that siliconed in. But anyway, last night, even though that's now separate and going back on its own, that one's absolutely fine. But now for some unknown reason, just in between, obviously there's a very small join here that they've done very cleverly, so I don't know how they've siliconed it together, but it does look like there's a bit of discoloration coming through already. This one is making a few weird lights. So something's not right again. I can see up here there's yellow tape, so it looks like they've joined again. Oh my God, how many joins they're gonna have. Sheesh. So I need to find out what the hell's going on. Basically, we've drilled 2 holes through here, and the cable from here, this one, is meant to be going straight through the floor. So I don't know what the hell this is. The one underneath is meant to be the return to go down to that. So there should be 1 join there and no joins here. So I need to work out what the hell they're doing, because at the moment I'm getting confused, and all I know at the moment is that it's meant to be really simple. This is meant to be 1 run going straight through the floor to the driver, run all the way along here, stop, nothing. That's it. That one is meant to be on its own, going through with no joins. Then there's meant to be a cable coming up through the hole, running along here. It's meant to be stopping there and joining into the head here, which at the moment it's not. It's going all the way down here now, this bunch of whatever, and it's meant to be here, all right? So it's meant to connect there and go around this corner, and those 2 are meant to be connected together, these 2. And over here, these 2 are meant to be connected together, these 2. So that, and that are meant to be 1, running back to here, with 1 join and a connection here and a connection here. So 3 joins in total. And then from here, that's meant to be 1 on its own connected to the unit. So now they're just really overcomplicating it, because this one's coming down to here and they were joining this one to this one. This one's separate going to there with its own cable going all the way up, and now this one's got a cable going all the way up as well. So I've got no idea what they're doing, but they are massively overcomplicating it, and it's not working. So if you're going to overcomplicate it, please make sure that it's better than it actually originally was meant to be, and it's not. Anyway, off of that subject, because it's, as you can tell, it's starting to frustrate the living hell out of me. It's rained, and we have a little bit of water settling on here, which I'm not massively happy about, because that means when we have a shower, there's going to be, it's only a minor little bit, but anyway, that's what I've done in here. I put some stone tiles in. I've had to raise them off the floor a little bit to make sure we get the run, and I've had to take the sides up slightly to ensure the water does that, and that, and it seems to work. So, not the tidiest job in the world, but I'm not a tiler, so let me know below what you think. Have I done a good job, bad job? Apart from getting crap all over this, I'm going to have to paint this now. Sorry about that, it was an incoming call as always. This is a linear drain that comes out, and I need to now cut these into strips, and put those strips inside here. So that will then go in here and it'll be hidden. So that's going to be my next goal, to get that done in the next day or 2. And let me give you a quick show inside the actual cottage so you can see an update on that. Okay, so not a great deal of change in here in the meantime. Obviously, we've done the partition, the bed's in, mattress is en route. We've got to build the bookshelf for my daughter's birthday tomorrow, so we're going to do that today. And the bathroom looks a little bit like this. Still waiting for the window, obviously. But now we've got a little bit of home comforts in here. We've actually put one of the stable bars on there, although I hate stable bars because they always go on the tiles, but They are pretty essential because, as you say, this one's nice and stable now, and it's actually glued down on the concrete, so it's nice. That still has to have tiles put in it, so that's one thing we've got to finish off. But the mirror's in, splashback's on, sinks, toilet, everything's connected, just waiting for our window, which hopefully is going to get delivered tomorrow. That will also come with the 3-leaf bifold window that will go in here. So again, once that's taken out and the window's in, then again we can finish off the threshold here, get the actual marine ply put into there as well and get that painted in. So that will then mean the only thing left to do in here is have the kitchen fitted, which will be done by Thursday / Friday. Hopefully it'll be Thursday. That's being built as we speak. I have had a little bit of an issue though. The Howden doors that I had 4 spare over, which I've said in the last video, I need 5 doors because we're going to have an integrated fridge here. We're going to have a 600 carcass. We're going to have a 1200 unit here for 2 under the sink, which will be 2 600 doors and 1 on the end. So in total, there'll be 5 doors, and I've only got bloody 4. And typical, I've contacted England in case I can't match, and it looks like they might have discontinued the kitchen. So it will come to roughly here where that pencil mark is on the wall. And then it'll have a white covering top on there. All I've got to do is think about what I'm going to do on the wall splashback wise. I may very well do the same thing as I've done in here. See if I can get Glassco to make me some glass, which is ideally, maybe, I don't know, 10 inches tall. Get that coloured and get that stuck on the wall there. That might work out, and it should just be underneath these sockets as well. So I'll work out how high the actual kitchen's going to be, and if it goes underneath those sockets, then I'll do it. If not, then I'll just do a little Korean return up the wall. So yeah, in here is pretty much done. And then once that kitchen's done, then it's just sealing the floor. So it's giving the floor another scrub. Just make sure there's anything on here that's not meant to be here. That, for example. And obviously get this. And so it's a wet look concrete sealer by Rock Solid we've been using. I mean, that's the cheapest one I could find. It doesn't have to be that one. I will look at whether Sherwin-Williams has another one that's better. But that's what we used in the house, and it works fine. But it's water-based. A bit weird. Having a concrete sealer that's water-based, but I suppose it needs to be water-based in order to sink in, but water-based doesn't normally mean that it's completely waterproof. So anyway, in here is pretty much done. So all we've got to do is say bifold door, main window, install kitchen, seal floor. I do have to sort out the alarm system itself. I need to punch a hole through here and change this socket here for a USB, because the USB charger will go through and charge that. And I've also got to think about the alarm system itself. It needs constant power. So I need the electricians to give me some form of socket, either on the side of here or here behind where the mirror will be. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have a little bit of a cable come across here and run it up and around to ensure it's got consistent power. And then install the alarm box, which will go out here somewhere, or maybe on the side of the building. So yeah, apart from that, we're all done in here. The boys are inside doing the air conditioning. Sherman's about to blow all the bloody water out of the tracks, because at the moment they're soaking wet. This is unfortunately a low point here, and so is here. So of all the times where the water sinks and sits, it's exactly where we need to be working. So he's going to blow that out in a minute, so to give the sun time to try and get that completely dried out, because we do have some cables here that have to be bone dry before we silicone in. Otherwise they're going to sit there and corrode. The aircon guys are in here doing the duct. Let me show you what's going on in here. So we decided we'd go with 4 high up here, so 2 here and 2 here. The white grills, as I said, we're going to get a grey vinyl, and we're going to get those vinyled, so that will obviously change the colour and hide them a little bit more, but they don't look too bad that far apart. But obviously what they're trying to do is they're trying to get 2 10-inch ducts up inside what in effect is 14-inch hole down the bottom, but it does open up to about 20 inches all the way up there, if I remember rightly, 20 inches square, but it's still a bloody tight fit. So they've got to try and get those 4 in there. And obviously that's all connected to downstairs, and hopefully in the meantime these thermostats will work on and on off, but as I've explained, without regurgitating more information, they won't operate those, so they're meant to stay on all the time and kick in when air conditioning is needed. So it's a fan stroke air conditioning system. So what will happen is when the air conditioning gets to a point where the room doesn't need any more cold air, it will turn that off fan wise as well as air conditioner wise, which in an ideal world you want to keep the fan going and it just kicks in as and when it needs air. So definitely need the new thermostats. Hopefully they will deliver on Friday to Miami, and they're going to be en route to us in a minute. And let me just quickly show you downstairs. Okay, so we're downstairs now. See what I mean? They've got to try and get these 4 cold feeds up that hole. So as you can see, it's 14 inches with the wood in there. That's got to come out, obviously. But they've got to try and now squeeze those down to get 2 up there, which obviously is going to strangle the air going up, which is a bit of a pain. That's what they're contending with. So, yeah, that's going to be something and obviously these are on the ends as well, because they've got to go up and go through the wall. So, and as you can see, these aren't too bad. I'm a bit stumpy, so I can walk underneath. I can't do it when it goes around the beam, that's for sure. But everything's in, you know, everything we physically need for the air conditioning to a certain extent, apart from the thermostats, is pretty much in. So it's getting those 4 feeds up. I've got 4 grills upstairs that need to be made by Oran, 2 underneath the kitchen and 2 behind that block wall, because they're 14 by 14, so I need to get 4 of those made so I can get those finished off. They need to get those 4 upstairs and get the thermostats connected, and then we're good to go. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to finish this video off a bit later on today, and then I'll start a fresh one from tomorrow. Thanks for the feedback so far on the garden upstairs. I do still feel we've got some work to do on the garden, so I don't really know what we're going to do there. But I do think, you know, I agree with what everyone's saying about trying to get some form of garden designer out that can help us with pathways and trees and stuff like that. So if anybody knows of a decent landscape gardening business on the island that would come out and give us some plans and some ideas about what's available and what grows and what's good for the sea and that sort of stuff, let me know in the comments below. But I've struggled so far, but then I haven't made a lot of time to get out and go and see people, so there could be someone on the island that you guys know that I don't, so let me know in the comments below if you do. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll check in a bit later on. Yeah, thanks for watching.